Hey, how you going? It's Donna here, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about starting a business, but in specific, a spiritual-based business, a business that involves, I guess, psychic abilities. I guess that's what I'm doing, I suppose, when I'm doing my animal energetic healing. So it's just interesting. I've had a couple of what would you call them? For lack of a better word at the moment, mistakes. There was a healing I did a little while ago for a horse who when I was doing the healing, I knew that the horse was 1 year old when I did it. And then afterwards, I calculated incorrectly how many years back that was when I finished the session, so I could say what year it was in my report. So I made a mistake as far as figuring out that date, and I ended up voice messaging the lady that I was healing the horse for, and just sort of saying, you know, this happened then, and this happened then, and this might have happened because this happened, and this was when this became an issue in 2005 or whatever it was. And she listened through the voice messages because I give quite a detailed report, and she goes, I can't listen to this anymore. My horse wasn't even born then. And I'm like, oh, bugger. I mean, obviously, at first I feel really, really bad. But then I checked and realised I'd made an incorrect calculation as to how many years back. I knew the horse was 1 year old when I did the healing. But for some reason on the day, brain fog, I don't know. But when I calculated it back incorrectly. And anyway, basically this person ghosted me and hasn't messaged me or anything since. I did apologise profusely and said, look, I'll offer you an extra free session, but nah, damage was done. So yeah, and there was another one recently where I was working with a horse, and what came up, and I actually thought it was a bit strange myself, but what came up was that this horse had experienced some sadness because back when it was about 2 years old, basically I said a 14-year-old girl tried to break this horse in, and she didn't do a very nice job of it, and she was rough with him. And I voice messaged this, and the lady got back to me and sort of said, that's interesting, because I know that he wasn't broken in until he was 8 years old by a middle-aged man. And oh God, I felt so bad. I mean, I've done a few healings for this lady, and everything else I've pretty much gotten spot on, but it was just this one thing. And I know I felt at the time that it was really weird that, you don't often get 14-year-old girls breaking in horses, let alone treating them really roughly. So I thought something was wrong. Anyway, I got back to her and just sort of said, oh, so sorry, I've probably really muffed this up. I do apologise. And I said to her, it sounded weird, the whole thing sounded a bit off. And I said, I wonder if there was a 14-year-old girl in his life when he was 2. Maybe I just got the rest of the information wrong. She was really lovely and kind of said, hey, who knows? Maybe someone did try to break him in when he was 2 and was unsuccessful when he was later broken in at 8. Who knows? So that was really, really kind of her, because I was feeling really, really bad. Because, I'm not always spot on, especially when I'm not talking with people on the phone at the time of the healing. I'm just deciphering all this through my own abilities. Anyway, the moral of the story is I find it interesting how when it comes to psychic abilities or, energy healing and this, that and the other, and you're sort of giving information to them as to reasons why something might be happening, it's interesting how that if a person in this industry gets it wrong, they are so easily shunned and put down and told they're a fraud or ghosted or whatever. Yet you can get some professionals, like even doctors sometimes get medications wrong. I know, for example, my partner, his mother's been in intense pain, and his doctor just keeps trying different medications, and it's like he's getting it wrong and trying something new, and it's okay because he's a doctor and he's done his 7 or 8 years worth of training, and it's okay if they make a mistake. But like, when someone who's psychic or something occasionally gets it wrong, it's just like, you know, bam, bam, bam. So I just thought that was really, really interesting. I'd be curious to know if there's anyone else watching who is in the same line, in the same field, whether they've found the same thing. Because, I mean, we don't always get it exactly right. I mean, obviously, I've only been doing this for what? Since 2022, I think, or 2021 or 2022. So, you know, 2-3 years. I'm still a baby, and occasionally I'm going to get a little bit wrong. But I always will offer an extra free session or whatever if I do, because generally, I mean, you just have to check out my testimonial page. Generally, I get dates pretty well right. So yeah, I just thought it's interesting, and I just wanted to share that as a person who is starting a business in the sort of, I guess, part of it is psychic, isn't it? So anyway, that's all from me, just putting it out there. Feel free to reply or comment down below if you kind of understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, I'll keep updating you on how I'm going. Obviously, I'm having a lot of successes too, otherwise I wouldn't keep going. But yeah, that's all for me today before I start blabbering on. So bye for now.